Just as an American culture, the mullet proved to be a one-week fad here on Brad Carroll's Game Day. Anthony Delicalcio over here, Mr. Mullet, went 2-4-1 last week after a solid week one. Anthony, what happened to the power of the mullet?
Well, it seemed to have left me last week at least, but first I gotta say, if you can't beat them, join them. Looks like I'm just going to have to live with this mullet label. But I gotta say, in defense of the mullet, it was a really popular hairstyle in the early 90s, and it's still popular with hockey players, so I don't think it's going anywhere. It's coming back right here, right now.
Well, you do see it a lot in the NHL, but Anthony, maybe you have something in common with hockey players in addition to that? Have you taken too many shots to the head?
You know, contrary to my looks, I'm actually pretty tough, so I can take a few shots and I'll be okay.
All right, well, you know what they say. If the mullet fits, don't listen to Anthony. This is Brad Carroll's Game Day. Game day in a big way with two big offenses. Number 6 Stanford goes into Arizona, and this game is all about Andrew Luck. He's the quarterback of the future of the NFL, let alone college football.
The good news for Stanford is the quarterback of right now for them. Arizona got lit up last week by Oklahoma State's Brandon Weeden. I think they're going to get lit up again by Andrew Luck. Arizona is going to have a tough time keeping up, and that's the only way they're going to be able to stay in this game is if they can keep up with Andrew Luck and the scoring of Stanford.
Yeah, this game features two poor pass defenses. That's going to make for a high-scoring game. What do you got, Anthony?
Andrew Luck, Stanford, 40-20.
Yeah, Stanford is 10-point favorites. I got them winning by 14, 42-28. Next, we go to South Bend, Indiana, as the struggling Notre Dame Fighting Irish host number 15 Michigan State. This game is all about Notre Dame and stopping the turnovers.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out who exactly Notre Dame is. Are they the team that had a big lead against Michigan in the fourth quarter? Are they the team that's moved the ball up and down the field against both of their first two opponents? Or are they a team that finds a way to turn it over? The defense screws up in the last 30 seconds. Just too many mistakes. But somehow they're favored in this game against the Michigan State team that is pretty good. Michigan State's 2-0, and as Bill Parcells says, you are what your record is. Notre Dame's 0-2, Michigan State's 2-0. They played great defense last week, even though they played a bad opponent, so I don't really know what to expect from this game.
Yeah, Notre Dame's favored by 4.5. They need a win in the worst way. They're going to have the home crowd behind them. Brian Kelly, who's on the hot seat of hot seats in college football, needs a win. Who do you got?
I have no faith in this pick. I just somehow believe that Notre Dame can't possibly start the season 0-3. They win 31-30.
Yeah, I'm going with your logic as well. Notre Dame can't start 0-3, as you said. I got them winning this one, 33-27. Next, we go to the SEC in a huge rivalry as Tennessee goes into the Swamp to take on number 16 Florida. The Vols are looking to snap a 6-game losing streak against the Gators. Another stat to look at, Tennessee has not beaten a ranked opponent on the road in 20 straight tries.
Yeah, Tennessee is trying to prove that they can be back into the SEC elite that they used to be in back in the glory days of Peyton Manning. But Florida's pretty good itself, but they haven't played anyone yet. Tennessee had a nice, solid win over Cincinnati at home last week. I think that will give them a little bit of momentum heading into this game.
It's funny that you bring up Peyton Manning. That was ages ago. Tennessee hasn't been good in a long time, and I got to say, they're going to have a tough time in the Swamp. What do you got?
I think Tennessee is going to be able to hang around in this game, but I like Florida too much. They're going to win this one 32-24.
Yeah, Florida's 9.5-point favorites. They're going to win this one 38-27. Saturday night in primetime on ABC, number 1 Oklahoma goes into number 5 Florida State for an absolutely huge matchup. Oklahoma beat Florida State by 30 points last year. Florida State players haven't forgotten. They're ready to come out. They're talking a big game. Are they ready for this one, though?
We're going to find out. The Seminoles believe that it's going to be different this year. They've had this game circled on their calendar since they walked out of Oklahoma completely embarrassed last year. They want to prove that they're worthy of being in the national title discussion. But my big problem with this game, ACC teams have let people down in big games lately, and Florida State, an ACC team looking to prove itself, win one for the conference. I think they're going to have a tough time with Landry Jones, who was great last year, a year more experienced. Florida State's really going to have a tough time, even though they're at home.
Yeah, everybody knows what I think about the ACC being down for several years now. But Anthony, I'm surprised you said you think the ACC is down. You're an ACC guy.
I am an ACC guy, but the proof is in the pudding, and they're not winning their big games. So until further notice, it's kind of tough to pick ACC teams.
Yeah, and Oklahoma has one thing that the ACC doesn't. That's a star quarterback, Landry Jones. If Andrew Luck wasn't in the discussion, he would be the Heisman Trophy favorite. Who wins the game, Anthony?
But, you know,
5-1-1 last week. Currently in first place. Am I impressive or what? Brad, hey, you came back from a horrendous week 1 to also go 5-1-1. I'm a little surprised. Oh wait, no I'm not, because it's obvious you copied my picks. I didn't think you would panic this early on, but I can't blame you. To the other guy, after a 2-4-1 week, it looks like the power of the mullet was short-lived and Anthony is back to doing what he does best. Picking losers! Onto my picks. Auburn, +3. Washington, +17. Michigan State, +4.5. Tennessee, +9.5. Miami, -2.5. Stanford, -10. And my game of the week. Number 1 Oklahoma battles number 5 Florida State. Heisman hopeful Landry Jones will have to be on his A game, while the Seminoles, who are led by young quarterback E.J. Manuel and a young talented defense, want to prove they belong back on top. Unfortunately for the Noles, Oklahoma's had 2 weeks to prepare for them. Oklahoma wins 30-24.
That's a big pick by Craig.
interesting analysis. I got to give him credit. It's true that Oklahoma's had 2 weeks to prepare. That's going to factor in. But you always notice how he calls it my game of the week, as if the rest of the nation didn't know this was a huge game in prime time.
I did notice he does have a statement, though. Not many analysts get to do that, though.
Yeah, he does have his own theme music, and he does have his own sinister way, so I guess we have to compliment him on that.
All right, he broke in before you were going to give your pick. What do you got?
Now back to my pick, which is more important. Oklahoma wins this game 45-28.
Oh, wow, that's big. I got Oklahoma -3 winning it. Closer, 28-24. Our next game features 2 teams that often play each other, even though they're in different conferences. Washington goes into number 11, Nebraska. This one's all about Taylor Martinez, I think.
Yeah, I see a big day for Taylor Martinez. I'm not impressed by what I've seen from Washington so far. The only thing that concerns me about Nebraska is they got to shore up their run defense.
Yeah, Taylor Martinez, talented quarterback, both throwing the ball and running the ball. Washington beat Nebraska in the Holiday Bowl 19-7 last year. Nebraska maybe not up for that game, but they're going to be ready for this one. What happens?
They'll be ready. No problems. 40-20 Huskers.
Nebraska -17 in this game, but I got them winning a close one, 34-21.
It's a penthouse for 2 this week. I want to welcome in Michigan, who had the most dramatic win with a huge comeback against Notre Dame, and welcome in Auburn, who had the most impressive win, beating a very good Mississippi State team, who I thought was going to do big things. Now here's Brad to dish out his usual hate.
From the penthouse to the doghouse, there's only one team that can fill that spot. That's the Texas Longhorns. I actually thought they were going to be better this season. Boy, was I wrong. They were embarrassed, even though they won 17-16 over BYU. Texas, get in the doghouse. Now back to the games. From Anthony's penthouse to the field, number 21 Auburn takes on Clemson on the road. Auburn has won 14 straight meetings in this series. Can they get 15?
They're starting to build some momentum. They had a big win over Mississippi State last week, and that kind of reminded me of last year's Auburn team. They're just finding ways to win, building momentum with each week. I'm not saying they're going to win a national title or anything, but Clemson, never, ever trust Clemson in an important game, especially against an SEC team. I think you can tell where I'm going now.
Wow, you're actually sounding a little bit like me. You're getting a hatred for teams, huh?
Yeah, I never trust Clemson in big games, ever.
Well, anyway, I think I'm going to go against my ACC motto in this one. Why don't you tell me first who wins the game?
After I've piled on Clemson, they'll keep it close, but Auburn wins 22-20.
Yeah, this one's going to be a shootout, 2 high-powered offenses. I'm going against the grain. I'm going Clemson -3 to win it, 49-42. We're going to close out Brad Kettle's Game Day in a big way. It's the first bowl game of the season. That's right, I said it. The NCAA Infractions Bowl features number 17 Ohio State going into Miami in an absolutely huge battle. Miami gets a lot of players back, including Ja'Cory Harris. Ohio State still missing players.
Ohio State's missing players, and they looked so bad against Toledo last week that Miami is favored in this game. I have no idea. I don't care who Miami's getting back. How are they possibly favored in this game? It makes no sense to me whatsoever. I think Ohio State has got a much better chance to win this game because it's that. I hate to keep going back to it. It's that ACC thing again. I haven't seen Miami win a big game in a long time. Why should I believe they're going to win one now?
Well, you could believe that Ja'Cory Harris is back. He's going to get that offense going. They had struggled in their opening loss to Maryland. Who do you got to win the game, though?
You say Ja'Cory Harris, but what has he done for Miami since he's been there? Not much. I don't think he's going to have much luck either. Close game, probably sloppy. Ohio State 27-24.
Miami's 2.5-point favorites. And you know what? I'm going with Miami to win the game. -2.5. They win this one. 27-23. For all of us here at Brad Carroll's Game Day, Anthony, Joe, Craig, I'm Brad. We'll see you next week.